every once in a while, you pick up a new game, you try it out for a bit, and you think to yourself, this actually might be the start of something great. I felt that way about V Rising, I felt that way about The Bazaar, and now I'm getting that tingle for a game called Dimraeth. Or Dimraeth? I'm not sure. This is not the kind of game I would normally play on the channel. It's a bit of a Skyrim meets Diablo style of game, but it's a beautifully crafted RPG, and I see a lot of potential here. Let's just go ahead and start up a new game, and I'll show you why I think this is special. First, you have to create a new character. Now, what I'm playing with right now is actually a demo for the game, which is available as of earlier this month. The official release date has not been made public yet, but the demo is actually fairly generous, with a good several hours worth of content. Now, when you play a character, you're going to have 2 races and 2 different classes to choose from. You can see there's going to be a lot more when the game releases. And obviously what you're supposed to do is play as, let's say, a human mage or a minotaur brawler. But there's no reason you can't mix and match if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and play as a minotaur magician. That actually seems pretty fun. There's a couple of different racial abilities you'll have, a couple of different class-specific abilities, and a trait. In this case, strength giving me more magic damage. That's pretty nice. We'll also get to choose our persona. We could be heroic, a scholar, joker, stoic, whatever. I'll go for stoic, that seems fine. And I'll name this character Cinderhoof. Okay, and like so many RPGs, it all begins with us waking up in a mysterious cave. We must find our way out of here, and along the way, of course, the tutorial is going to explain a few basic movement commands, how you interact with things, you know, normal stuff. In this case, I'll just walk up to this chest, for example, and pick up some droop jello. Yum, tasty. Which I can actually craft into some bottles of water, which is actually important in this game since there is a food and drink mechanic. Now we'll get into some combat. Oh look, a little slime. Squish. We can do our attacks, I can cast some different spells, I can block, I can dodge, normal stuff. And there's a few little things that we can discover as we explore this cave. In this case, a journal on the floor, because this game does actually seem to have a pretty deep lore to it and a solid story. We activated the Waygate, somehow it worked. No one's done that since the old ones. The expedition was right. This place is something else. Ooh, what does that mean? I don't know. Mysteries that we have to uncover. Yeah, classic RPG formula, feels very familiar right out of the gate. Now, as we explore, we will encounter this little map crystal, which we can go ahead and interact with, and that's going to show me a larger map of the cave that I am currently in. Again, though, this is just the tutorial zone, so don't worry about it too much. And as we explore, we'll also find some loot, which we can equip. In this case, I found a faded rune, which increases some HP, and you get enough of the right type of equipment, and you get some set bonuses, and so on. And now we're approaching what is going to be our tutorial boss chamber. We will find ourselves like a little campfire. If we want to use that, we could refill some potions and stuff like that. Kind of a short rest mechanic, very useful if necessary. For me, though, I'd rather just get into some fun combat. So let's go ahead and pop in over here to the Sanctum. There we go. It's a giant monstrous droop. Okay, so this is going to be following kind of classic boss mechanics. There's going to be circles on the floor. Avoid that. Try not to get hit. Don't be afraid to use up some of your spells. Set the boss on fire. And dash when appropriate. Kind of, again, basic stuff. This boss is a little bit strong, but it's okay. Just takes a little bit of practice to get used to. A great punching bag while you figure out the proper mechanics. He's going to spawn a bunch of little ads, because of course he is. He's incredibly rude in that way. That's fine, just don't get squished by the big guy and you'll be alright. Oh, see, now he's trying to do 2 jumps instead. Ah, okay. It's like fighting a Dark Souls boss, and he's changing up his patterns and stuff. Honestly, the bosses I've found in this game so far are fairly well telegraphed. If you actually pay attention, you can absolutely learn the patterns and become virtually immune just from good skill. Anyway, who's this weird little mage buddy? Well, this guy is going to tell me all the backstory as to how I came to be here. His name is Faustus. Apparently, he teleported me to this ruin quite by accident. He interfered with an immortality ritual from somebody else, which had the unfortunate effect of kind of spreading the magic around and finding a few different souls to latch onto, myself included. Hence why he wanted to bring me to his wizard's tower, but something's gone wrong, and now I'm stuck here. We are bound to the Old One magic. What does that mean, I wonder? We don't know yet. So our new goal is quite obvious. We need to find our way to get to this mage. So congratulations, folks, you have your first proper quest. Now, before we move on, we need to be building a couple of things and learn how that works. So I'm going to hit the build menu right along here, from which I'm going to be able to go to little things like this over here and start dismantling some of these ancient decrepit tents and fireplaces and some of the extra lumber and stuff, which I can repurpose and use to build my own stuff. So yes, there is going to be a base building aspect to this game. Let's try placing down our own tent right along over here. Plus a nice little campfire right outside. There we go. And from here, if I want to, we could start cooking up these disgusting droop core things. Yeah, that would make some, slime on a stick, I guess? Gross. So with the tutorial completed, we can run up over here to an ancient waygate, with which we'll be able to leave this cave and go to the region of Earlwood, which I'll do now. Boom! We've appeared in a new village. And as you might expect, there's a lot to explore down over here, and it's a very nice little dynamic looking village, I think. The art style of this game is just charming, in my opinion. Some of these little characters over here will have quests for me. We can talk to this guy. In this case, a very simple quest. Go help a shepherd who's currently having some problems, which I'm sure won't get more complicated later on, but it's fine. Inside this village, we can find ourselves a guild hall, where I'd be able to find various different mission requests, which could be nice. Some food scraps, thinning out the fields, kill a bunch of goblins, sure. But more importantly, we can find a guild leader named Alaric, who would love nothing better than to guide me toward the Tower of Faustus. Problem, the bridge is broken, so we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And in the meantime, the forest is alive with dryads and tree ents attacking everyone. Then there's goblins and wolves and goos and oh my gosh, it's just horrible out there. They need a hero. And of course, Cinderhoof is that hero. Or rather, it could actually be a group of heroes. One fun fact about this game is you will be able to play with up to, I think it's 8 different people simultaneously. This game actually could be phenomenal in a friendly co-op setting. Like, if my wife was good at video games, would I make her play this? Absolutely I would. I think we'd have a great time. But alas, the poor woman can't even play Mario on SNES without panicking, so I'm on my own. So let's go and complete some quests. If I open up my map, we can actually take a quick scroll out here and say, oh, look at this! Map fragments, there's some, like, different quests for finding some scouts and the shepherd and killing out some goblins. Oh yeah, plenty to do. So let's get out there into the wild of the Earlwood farmlands. Hey look, some blobbies. Aw, they're kind of cute. I hate to kill them, but they must unfortunately die. Now as we kill enemies, we are going to be getting some experience, which we can spend to level up our character's attributes. In a way, it kind of reminds me a bit of a Dark Souls system. A cool thing, though, instead of Dark Souls, is enemies will automatically respawn in areas over time. Not just enemies, actually, but loot. This body, every few minutes, will just have new things to loot from it. So it's a way of keeping the map, like, constantly revitalizing, rather than waiting for me to sit at a campfire every time. Which is nice if you're trying to grind things out. We're gonna find some crafting materials as we go, and also a little goblin. Hello, this guy actually can do a bit of damage to me. Now, an interesting thing about this game is whenever you finish up with combat, you kind of automatically regenerate your health. So think of each individual combat as its own encounter. And once you're done with that encounter, you reset all your stats and you're fresh and ready for the next one. Case in point, we got ourselves a whole bunch of these guys up over here. Now this also means that it's not difficult to disengage from a combat. If you just run outside of their aggro range, they'll just kind of regenerate all their health, you end the fight, and you can kind of reset at your own pace. That said, I want to make sure we kill off a good chunk of these guys first. But like now the little melee goblin guys are gone, and these bomber guys are all reset. So you can kind of almost, I want to say, cheese the encounters a little bit, just by trying to split like half the party. It's also a little bit more forgiving than if you make a mistake and, let's say, get bombed by one of these guys. Like, oh no, he exploded, that hurt, ouch, but I've regen my health, so lesson learned, don't do that in the middle of a fight and I'll be fine. We are finding some waypoints as we go, by the way. This is very useful because you'll be able to use that from the map to just instantly teleport between different areas. So fast travel is pretty generous in this game. It doesn't want to waste your time. Oh look, it's a poor little shepherd guy. He's very, shall we say, a Debbie Downer. Everything is hopeless. Spent my whole life chasing sheep, and the moment the fence goes down, they're gone. No one cared for me for a moment. Just like, oh gosh, dude, oh, get over yourself. I mean, they're sheep, bro. What do you expect? They're worthless creatures. I will say it's kind of fun being a melee battle mage minotaur over here. I'm not unhappy about this at all. If you play it as the human character, what you're supposed to do is kind of like bounce around between having like a bow or a sword. And you kind of engage in combat, then disengage and attack at a range, and so on. I just run in here and start swinging, and then whenever I want to set things on fire, I do. That's just how Cinderhoof rolls. Now, one thing you might feel over here at some point is these enemies are a fair bit stronger than I am, which can get a little irritating. That's because I haven't leveled up yet, and I really probably should. Looks like there might actually be a fireplace not too far away. We should try to get up to that. There it is. All right, so from here we can do our normal crafting, but we can also train. And we need to get ourselves some attribute points. Now, there's a bunch of different attributes because this is a proper RPG. Obviously, if you're going to be a caster, things like intelligence or charisma or memory become very important for you. If you're going to be a melee bruiser, then you're going to want things like strength, agility, maybe some energy and stuff like that. In my case, I'll just toss a handful of points into something like intelligence over here because I know I'm going to need a fair bit more if I'm going to learn some higher level spells. This also is going to boost up my magic power, so I can do more damage. And then as you level up, you'll gain something here called skill points. Skill points can go into these giant talent trees, which looks a little bit like something straight out of Path of Exile, now doesn't it? So if I want to make my fireball better and really commit to being a better mage, for example, we could boost up our concentration at the cost of 1 point here, then maybe boost up our fire damage by another 9%, and then go up here for another 3, and then another 3, and start working to some of these bigger talents, like Pyre Echo. Whenever applying burning to an enemy, gain bonus magic damage. Seems useful. One great thing is that the game is pretty generous with respecs. It seems like you're able to respec your skills anytime you want, whereas attributes, I think you actually have to go to somebody to get that done. But still, that's at least nice, because it lets you experiment a fair bit. All right, I'm full of stuff right now. I'm at my capacity. Let's go ahead and fast travel right on back to the village. See if we can't maybe sell off some garbage. Although selling stuff is going to feel a little bit bittersweet because one thing I've noticed is almost every item seems to have some sort of a use. Even something as worthless as frayed cloth technically can be used to create a burn salve. So yeah, you almost want to keep everything. I'm sure that's not actually true, it just sort of feels that way. If you do want to hoard everything, there is a chest that you can use to store all your personal effects, so I'll do that now. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and talk a bit about how we can build out some new skills. So I actually did find a nice little spell book over here for a spell called Fire Bursts, which is going to be in self-AoE. You can see here it does have some required attributes. Memory 3, Intelligence 3. Now I easily have that, so that's not a big deal. I can use this, and now I've learned a new spell. This lady up over here has some similar situations. We can buy spell books from her. Not a bad idea to take a look at what she offers and see, hey, what skills do I need for the next big level? So for example, Conflagration, 9 Memory, 12 Intelligence, gives you a clue what you might want to work toward. Or if you want to do Gust, or if you want to do Ripple, or Black Hole, you get the idea. Some of these spells are very good as support spells too, by the way. Combat Medic, if you were playing with friends, that would be a pretty nice spell to have. Anyway, good enough. Let's pop back over here to this fast travel point, and we can talk to the shepherd. The dopey shepherd who whines about everything, right? Yeah, just go ahead and build this. Oh gosh, goblin ambush! Look at him do absolutely nothing. He just stands there passively. What a loser. This conflagration spell is going to be great for me, by the way. Basically, the way that it's going to work is I just simply self-cast it on myself, and like a second later, boom. Very nice if I'm going to be up in everyone's face as a minotaur swinging a giant frickin' axe. Anyway, how's it going, buddy? He wants me to find the sheep now. Of course he does. Sheep are incredibly stupid creatures. They can't have gone far. Oh yeah, there's one right there. Go home. Okay, with the sheep taken care of, the shepherd doesn't even say thank you. We just run back to Mr. Gnome over here and try to get some sort of reward. Happy to help, but he didn't seem very hopeful. This is a massive waste of time. That shepherd will be dead soon. I like your character's ability to respond to things. Multiple times when I was streaming this with some patrons, I would just say these things up front, and then lo and behold, that's exactly the sort of thing my character could say. It was like, haha, brilliant. The writer and I are already on the same page. The game really is beautiful. Like, you can run around here and explore all sorts of little points of interest and try to pick up on the ambiance in the area. The author's done a pretty good job, I think, of creating a very compelling world, but without being, like, overly cumbersome, you know what I mean? Because some people do that too. They just kind of throw way too much in your face. That's not what's happening here. Anyway, alright, all magic damage goes up, and we get Pyre Echo. Sweet. So where do we want to go next? Well, we can continue exploring a little bit more in the peripherals of the farmlands, or we can go up north into the forest, which is clearly what we're supposed to do, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Of course, as you might expect, as we get further into the forest, enemies are going to become substantially more dangerous. Also, we can start killing some of the local wildlife. Not a bad idea if you want to get yourself some meat. Remember, you gotta eat. Man cannot live on goo alone. I'm pretty sure that's in the Bible somewhere. Ah, look at this. North. Dimraeth. Ah, well, that seems the sort of place I want to go. I mean, it's the name of the dang game. How could I not? Whoop, hello, dear. Die! Did you drop any meat? Ah, critter meat. Thank you. See, I told you there was a purpose to this. I'm not just killing the local hapless wildlife for the fun of it. I mean, I could, and you can't blame me. But there is a purpose. Hey, look, you look like a scout or something. Are you important? You know, I could have sworn you were a girl just from the hair, but now I'm starting to think I might be wrong. Or, this is one of those worlds where, with elves, you never really can tell. Anyway, this is the scout that I was looking for. Cool, problem solved. Well, I mean, one problem solved. As usual, it leads to a chain of other objectives. There's a wolf. Fangra tracking too close to the road. Gotta kill a super powerful wolf, huh? That's fine. They're not normal wolves, though. They're faster, smarter, and meaner. I'll be the judge of that. That looks like a stronger, smarter, meaner wolf now, doesn't it? Now, kind of like a mini-boss, all these enemies can get stronger and scarier, and they do have patterns of attacks which you can kind of learn as you go. This guy's going to do a charge, then he's going to do this claw attack, then he's going to come over here, he's going to do another charge, he's going to do a claw attack, which we can block, etc. So if you know how to pay attention to these enemies, the game gets a lot easier. Anyway, there's a new waypoint. Sweet. By the way, I think we found the bridge. Yep, that bridge is out, all right. Oh, that's very out. Yep, nope, no, duct tape won't fix that one. Okay. Now, we have to go back to Alaric. Before we do, though, I want to point out that the forge is now open to us. A place where we will be able to start breaking down some of our spare equipment. It's not immediately obvious how you do that. You have to click on this hammer right over here. This is kind of like your breakdown option. And then, yeah, we just start breaking it all apart. Boom, 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 that kind of thing. That gets me runes, which I will be able to use to forge some equipment and make it stronger. So for 132 of these runes, I can make it so it does more resistance penetration and that kind of thing. You know, kind of cool. Of course, this does mean that we're going to want to have ungodly amounts of loot so I can farm out all the materials, but yeah, whatever. We're still early in the game. Don't worry too much. So, returning back to Alaric, he confirms that, yeah, goblin activity's up, but there also seems to be signs of corruption in the forest. Which is probably why the literal trees and elemental spirits want to kill us all. This is now the second time that they keep referencing this character named Silbos, whoever was trying to do the immortality ritual that Faustus broke up. Presumably this is like the big baddie, either before the game started, or maybe he's still out there somewhere and we're gonna find him. Anyway, he sends me to all the other, like, important guild people, the guild trainer, a couple of different vendors, and they're gonna have some missions for me as well. And y'all know me, I'm a sucker for lots of nice, beautiful quests. I love that juicy XP. Gimme. And now I can learn this spell. Perfect. And then we go to our spell book where I can drag this over onto my hotbar. Nice. Of course, not all quests are created equal. In this case, I have to scout out some housing and make sure that, what, there's no one still there? Or the monsters are getting cleared out? I don't even know. Can y'all just take my word for it? This place is broken. Big time. Let's get myself some additional skills. I want to have Fireball unleash an explosion that deals magic damage in an area. Seems good. And we can also increase the number of burning stacks that we can get from Fireball. Reduce its range, but more damage. Could be useful depending on what we want to go for. Damage reduced by 75%, but cooldown decreased by 40%. So it stops being about doing single target damage and all about applying burning stacks. Maybe that's good, I don't know. What else can we find out here in the forest? Ambushes, of course I can find ambushes. That was to be expected. Fireball, conflagration, spread the burning stacks, and boom! Oh gosh, these guys really do hurt though. They got quite the bleed effect. Not a fan of that. Fortunately, it looks like we will be fine. What have we found here? A twisting tree leeching the surrounding magic. Okay, yeah. What were you saying earlier about corruption of the forest? I think we may have found something. Oh god, I'm in a gauntlet here. I fought like 2 wolves and thought, oh, okay, that's bad enough. And then it turns out 3 more suddenly pop up. Oh god. Let's make sure we drink ourselves a potion. Really don't feel like dying here if I can avoid it. But fire still beats wolf. Even lots of wolves. Nice. So what else is there to do exactly? I finished up a whole bunch of quests. But I see a bridge over here to the right. I'd like to explore a little bit, see what's going on. Hi, wolfies. Burn for me, please. Thank you. There we go. Some sort of a giant fallen tree, populated by goops. Sensible. I mean, when you think about it, the rain has to be horrible for these poor little goops. So, like, hiding underneath some logs, yeah, that's a very sensible survival maneuver. I can't be mad about it. Oh, God, that's a living tree. Oh, frick me. How strong are you? Answer. Holy crap. Holy crap. Very strong. I ain't gonna be fighting that anytime soon. Run! Oh, good. We found a waypoint. Thank God. And at this point, we're actually stretching beyond what I've seen in the demo so far. I only played this for a good couple of hours in the stream. Looks like we're finding some other stuff. Is that a hostile water spirit? Sure looks like it might be. Uh-oh. Yep, it's pretty hostile. And it's got little fire. Okay, water tridents. Yep. That's no good. Oh god, that actually could really hurt me. That could kill me. That could kill me so dead. You're very dangerous. Watch where you're pointing those things. It's a dryad. Oh, is that what that was? Well, it's dead now. So let's go ahead and turn in some quests. Apparently I can... Wait, can I romance this character? Dude, okay, no, hold on. All right, I understand that there's this trope in, let's say, romantasy genre books about women falling in love with monsters like minotaurs, but I'm not into that, okay? Back off. That said, though, I still want your spell books, so, keep selling stuff to me, please. Or if not those, maybe we can find some nice little martial arts. Bash, shockwave, that seems good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and learn some of those. Can't hurt. Oh, God, we found another one of these tree ants. I was going to say, that tree looks suspiciously similar to what we had seen before. There it is. All right, question. Can I actually kill one of these things? I want to find out. I want to find out if it's possible. We're going to stay kind of at a distance. Try not to go too crazy. So the way the game works, I haven't really explained all the mechanics here, but basically whenever you want to cast spells, you have to spend something called concentration. That's a green bar above my health. It's kind of like having some sort of a mana pool. Now, in order to actually make that work, though, eventually you're going to burn through all of it. This is where you have to start doing some regular attacks in order to actually build it back up. Oh my god, that nearly killed me. So, if I want to be an effective mage, you have to have some level of a martial prowess to you as well. Which is why the Minotaur thing is kind of so enticing to me, because I just get in there and swing, and then blow everything up with fire. I think I'm starting to learn these guys' patterns. They got a few things you got to keep an eye out for. They draw you in and try to do big smashing attacks like that right there. Don't fall for it. But hey, that's why God invented dash, right? So you can escape from those situations? Oh, that was a quest. I didn't even know that. Neat. That was super easy. Barely even an inconvenience. No problem at all. Now what the heck have I found here? A pool of remembrance. Oh, okay. Oh, hello, tiny child. What are you doing over here? Oh my god, it's a cat girl. Well, I don't know if this makes the game better or worse. I guess it kind of depends a little bit on your perspective. I mean, it may not be a cat girl exactly. It's a dryad. You know, they're totally legally distinct. She wants me to cleanse corruption and purge her evil sisters and stuff. I mean, hey, you don't have to ask me. I'll kill as many cat girls as you want. Totally fine with me. Her name is Meryl. Didn't ask. Don't care. In fairness, she may not be so much as a cat girl as like some sort of like a fawn or a fox girl, something? I don't know. Hey, cool, chests. You don't mind if I just loot all this, do you? I feel like I got so thrown off over there, though. I don't even know what my objective is anymore. We're supposed to kill this thing called like the root weaver or something. Is that it? Are you a root weaver? You don't look like a root weaver. You might be, though. Burn! She burns pretty easily, so I mean, like, whatever you are, you're gonna die. Oh, and she makes these sad little sounds. She's like, I feel nothing for you. I think there's also supposed to be a lost child out here or something. I don't know. There does come a point where, like, there's enough of these little quests that I kind of lose track. Some of them are important, and then some of them are just, like, literal, you know, side quests that refresh every couple of days. Scout this path. Gather these things. You get the idea. That's not a bad thing. I'm partial to the side quest. I like getting my little dopamine rush and free XP for very little work. But it does mean that sometimes you kind of lose track of your objective. Oh, we found another one of these weird little guys. Stop shooting your water tridents at me. How am I setting you on fire anyway? How's this even possible? Why is that child just over here standing around? You're gonna die. Oh, that's a new ability. Okay. I probably shouldn't stand in circles and stuff like that. This is where my situational awareness and just general understanding of boss mechanics has been very fine-tuned by World of Warcraft. Red circle, bad, get out of it. I mean, it's a pretty easy rule, but you'd be surprised how many people don't understand it. Anyway, dumb child, get the heck out of here. What the heck are you wearing on your head anyway? That's just silly. Uh-oh. Guys, I hate to say it. I found a typo. The young boy's eyes widen. His future of dreams lay before him. Yeah, well, until you pass 4th grade spelling, I don't think you're going to be going very far, kiddo. It's okay, it's not a big deal, but when I see it, I'm gonna point it out. Does that make me a pretentious jerk? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I like to think I'm doing the world a favor, but, you know, that's the kind of thing a pretentious jerk would say, right? Now I'm wandering into these weird elvish ruins. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of these. Okay. Not cat girls, these are deer girls, or whatever they're supposed to. I don't know. They're all gonna have to burn at the end of the day. That's just how it's gonna have to be. Can't stop that. You guys are surprisingly flammable. Did you know that? There we go. Quest complete. Sisters of the Ruins. I killed them. I killed them all. Easiest murder of my life. Ah, here's the real Sisters Grove, though. All right, there should be a bunch of these things. What the heck is that? Looks like a freaking rift in space, yo. All right, let's go ahead and kill the wolf real quick. Oh, boy. Okay, apparently we have to kill a gauntlet of creatures in order to destroy the corrupted rift. Got it. I'm on it. Okay, got it. So we gotta do a bit of damage, right? Okay, we're gonna have to do this several times. The goop is not gonna scare me. The dryad, on the other hand, that scares me a little bit. Oh, it kills its own friends. Good to know there's friendly fire. Come here, you stupid rift. Wham! Oh, and you're bringing in treants now. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Woo, that's a problem, actually. And is this thing healing them? All right, no. Oh my God, no, not allowed, not allowed. We believe in the equitable distribution of healing over here. If you're not gonna heal me too, then this isn't fair. Okay, that ends down, another hit, and that actually was the last one. I was that close. Well, we should go tell the dryad the good news. All your sisters be dead. I mean, more importantly, the heart of corruption is also gone, but all your sisters are dead. You can join me. I have somewhere you will be safe. Oh my God, I can make her join my party. You've got to be kidding me. Make yourself comfortable. I'll see you there, wherever there is. I guess there's some sort of a sanctum or a neutral base that I'm able to build out. I've seen that alluded to a couple times. Haven't seen a reason to explore that yet, but maybe now we have to. Question, can you romance the cat girl? Not for me, understand. It's just, if I'm going to give an accurate review of this game and people want to know if they're going to enjoy it or not, they probably want to know the answer, right? That seems important. Again, I swear it is not for my own personal benefit. I am quite happy purging the abominations. Thank you. I just noticed, by the way, as I talk to some of these characters, it looks like there is going to be some sort of a reputation system here. So the more you actually get to know them, the more you foster relationships, ask questions, learn their backstory, the more you build this up. Right now, we're still a stranger, but presumably you can get to a pretty high level of relationship with them later on. Okay, that's good to know. The game is absolutely gorgeous, though, you gotta admit. Like, if nothing else, right? The pixel art here is done so very well. I've seen so much bad pixel art in my life. I think all of us have. But to me, this is pixel art done really well. Like, it deserves the kudos. What have I found here? Corrupted roots have fused into a living wall, sealing the path. Destroy sources. Oh gosh, there's a lot to do in this forest. Okay. Killed the 3 corrupted dryads that were holding this all together. The wall, it looks like it has fallen down. Slay monsters to open the way. The way to what? I don't know, but it's gonna be awesome. Wolves are no problem, so that's 8 done. Oh, 12 more? Well, don't give me a quest to do 8 if you're just gonna give me 12 immediately on the same dang path. The place sure is creepy, I'll give it credit where it's due. Again, solid ambiance, game design, and everything else. It's looking great. Now we have to slay a corrupted beast. Alright, this sounds like my next big boss battle. Oh, they gave me a waypoint. Yeah, it's a boss battle. It's fine, though. I've got a new trick up my sleeve. Let's get further down this tree and unlock a spell called Dragon's Breath. This does almost twice the amount of damage as my other fire spells, so this should be great. Now, somehow it looks like you're going to be able to modify some of these spells. I look at Dragon's Breath over here, and it says modifiers, Living Dragon, Concentrated Dragon, Dragon Armor. What does that mean? How do you do it? Don't know yet, but that sounds cool. Anyway, shall we throw ourselves into it? Oh, it's a giant corrupted treant. You should burn nicely for me, though, yes? Kindling? Whoa, okay, alright, I don't like that. Dragon's Breath! No, wait, that didn't work. How do I use it? How do I use it? How do I use it? R? Okay, I apparently can't move while casting it. That might be a problem on this fight. It already is a very big problem on this fight. Okay. Also, this boss puts poison on the ground. Oh, joy of joys, man. I am just thrilled to see this. Thrilled. I don't dash fast enough, man. That's the real problem. I need to dash a lot faster than this. Dragon's Breath? No? Why aren't you using it? Apparently, I just have to be close enough. That's the issue. I wasn't close enough. Okay, fair enough. I think we still... Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, we can still win this. We got him. Ooh. Your head goes splody boy. Cool. Look at all the loot. I love it. That was a fun fight. I mean, we ended up getting through it pretty well, but yeah, turns out fire's strong against wood. It's like the most unfair game of rock, paper, scissors you've ever played in your life. Fire beats everything, man. Absolutely everything. So let's get back into the guild hall and talk to Alaric. We finish off the corruption, but it looks like that's not going to be enough. It looks like it's spread pretty far, and if we don't find the source in the Wildwood, the village will die. Well, that sucks. We'll go to the heart of the Wildwood, but the bridge is still broken. Until it's rebuilt, we cannot press further. Seat of the village will move when the path is clear. That sounds suspiciously like the verbiage a quest giver would use when they're at the end of a demo and they can't give you access to the new region. I strongly suspect that is the case since I finished every quest available. With a couple of exceptions, let's pop into the Sanctum. We haven't looked at this yet. So this is the place we fought our first giant boss, and I have the freedom to build here as much as I would like. So let's suppose we want to start getting into the base building aspect of the game and place down a workbench. Easily done, so long as you have a few planks sitting around. Boom. And now with materials, I could try crafting various random things. I don't know what, though. We have a lot more recipes to discover. I think it more is just sort of proving the point that, like, this is where you're going to build things, even though right now there's probably not a whole lot to do. But we could get, like, some pine wood chests and stuff like that, some banners, training dummies. We could start farming materials for ourselves. Yeah, it all could be pretty useful. Alchemy. Yeah, make some better potions. I like that idea. Let's see if maybe I can't figure out how to make some stone nails. There we go. Yeah, we just go ahead and craft a couple of those up. Place an alchemy table along over here, and then I'll have access to other things. I do have recipes now for, like, the lesser health potions. So using treant hearts, I can do that. Plus the concentration potions, which is basically like having a mana potion. We can upgrade the potions to be even stronger. And these potions do refill, so upgrading them would be very, very wise. Lots of good incentives to just go ahead and start farming out all sorts of creatures and materials. Before we end things, though, I do want to show you one more cool little thing. If we go back to the guild hall over here, we have the poster board for all the little quests we can do. There are also now going to be things like deeds. So, for example, the corrupted beast returns. The treant we felled has risen again. We can increase the difficulty by taking this, beating him down, getting a whole bunch of specialized loot, and then just raising up the difficulty threshold. So if you want to, you can just kind of keep fighting a lot of these big bad bosses over and over and over again to get lots of really good, consistent materials. It's not a bad idea. It's at least a decent way of trying to keep the game a little bit fresh, give you more things to do, give you opportunities to grind and get stronger before you move on into the next region. But I do think this is where we're going to be ending things because I'm pretty sure within about 3 hours I have completed the demo and now it's just getting into grind mode. Very fun though. I didn't expect to enjoy the in-your-face battle mage approach as much as I did, but yeah, this was really fun, not gonna lie. It's very potent. Oh, here's the modifiers, by the way. Oh, I see. They're like talent things. Go far enough down here, you can toss on a modifier. I can move while channeling the breath. That seems kind of important. I'll go down that direction. I'm kind of curious just how all the different classes are going to interact, though. Imagine you end up having a party of like 4 or 5 friends, everyone with different classes and abilities. You could put together a proper RPG party with like tanks, DPS, support classes, and everything. This is great. This game looks beautiful, it sounds great, the writing is solid, the gameplay is snappy and intuitive with lots of customization. Guys, I think this game is going places. This is a proper RPG. It's really just a question of, can this game find a large enough audience to get the glory that it is due, and can the developers stick the landing with everything after the demo? I'm certainly hoping that they can. Solid game. Very, very solid game. I am looking forward to playing more Dimraeth as time goes on, learning more about the story, exploring different classes, and making everything explode. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you found this as exciting and enticing as I do. If so, there will be a link in the description down below if you want to check the game out for yourself, maybe give it a wish list or try out the demo. Otherwise, for this video, I'd ask that you hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell for my future content, and I will see you guys next time.